Hi, my name is Joan, but most of my friends call me the Crêpe Queen because I make wedding cakes out of crepes. Now, today is Ganache Day, one of my favorite foods on earth. Many people think that ganache is so complicated because it has a French name, but actually it's as simple as chocolate and cream. I'm going to start this batch off and then I'll give you a few secrets, tips, and tricks so you can make amazing ganache yourself. So I've got equal parts of chocolate to heavy cream. This is a French chocolate, and I've poured my almost boiling cream. It was almost at a boil. Poured over the chocolate. My ratio, by the way, is 1:1. I'll talk to you about that a little bit more, but let's keep going. Let's start. I'm going to tell you, this will take about 3 minutes for the cream to melt the chocolate. So let's talk about chocolate while it's doing its trick. I am currently using a lot of Callebaut, although there are many great chocolates. I use a lot of Valrhona as well. I never, ever use chocolate chips. And the reason why is because chocolate chips have some chemicals in them, potentially some paraffin wax. That's why they get that pretty little curl at the top. So my chocolate, it's pellets, but you'll notice it has no curl on the top at all. I like to blend my dark chocolate and my milk chocolate to get to a level that suits the bride and groom. When I do a tasting, I'll bring them dark to milk chocolate, different levels, for them to select what they like best. I like that control factor. This is still melting, so let me tell you a little bit more about your ingredients. You want to use heavy whipping cream or heavy cream, and you want to use the best chocolate you can afford. Ratios, I mentioned that before. Now, today we're doing a frosting like ganache, so the ratio is 1:1. If you're making truffles, it's 2 parts chocolate to 1 part cream. And if you're making a ganache drizzle, let's say over a cake or for dipping a cookie, your ratio will be 1 part chocolate to 2 parts cream. Once you've got the ratios under control, you don't have to follow a recipe. You'll know exactly what you want for your ganache. This is doing its thing, but I'd like to share a little more information with you before we stir it up. Ganache is amazing, but oftentimes we'll make a batch and we'll think, I wanted it thicker, or I wanted a thinner ganache. So easy to fix. If your ganache is too thin, toss in a little more chocolate, put it in the microwave, 20 seconds at level 4, whip it up. See if it's hitting the mark. You can always add more, do it again, but always short bursts at a relatively low level, like level 4. Now, if your ganache is too thick, again, easy to fix, put in a little bit of cream, zap at level 4, about 20 seconds, whisk it, and check it again. I think it's about time now to check our ganache. I do want to add one more element, and that is just a tiny drop of salt, not much, just a little pinch to accent the flavor. Now I'm going to just take this small whisk. Oh, it's perfect. And you're going to see it come together beautifully, and it'll start to get a glossy shine that I love. Take a look at this. Just absolutely perfect. Isn't that great? Beautiful ganache. Now, at this point in time, I like to let it sit just a little bit because I want it to firm up just a little more like a frosting. Or you can put it in the jar in the refrigerator and then take it out just before using it. Again, that 20 seconds, level 4, to get it to the perfect consistency. Now, one last thing. One of the things that used to happen to me when I first started making ganache was every once in a while I'd have a problem with what I call separation. It would kind of get an oily look to it and would separate, break down. And I'd be so upset. I'd throw it away, and I wasted so much money on lost chocolate. My motto is never throw away chocolate. So I want to tell you what you can do if you ever have that separation problem. You take a little bit of cold cream and a tablespoon at a time. Put 1 tablespoon in, whisk it with your ganache, and see if it's pulled together and is shiny and gorgeous again. You can always do a 2nd tablespoon. But that's how easy it is to fix your separated ganache. So again, today we've made some ganache. It's simple, it's delicious, and I want you to start playing with ganache because in our classroom, we're going to make a million flavors. We're going to blend it with nut butters. We can go the distance with this, but this is our foundation. Thank you so much for following me today. I hope you'll go to my website, check out the recipes I'm posting, and also on Instagram for all my new cakes. I want you to see what's going on. So have a great day, and thank you for joining me.